How are we doing, YouTube? So it's another video. Today I'm going to be talking about cars, because when you were a kid, who didn't love a car, especially a car that was from a movie or a TV show? So that's basically what I'm going to cover today. I'm going to cover some of the cars in my collection that I absolutely adore. Some of them are modern. If you stick around to the end, you'll get to see some of the vintage ones that I've managed to pick up, and also some of the ones that I had when I was a kid. As always, this is Game. Please do follow and subscribe to this channel. I'm releasing a video a day for the next year, trying to cover all the various different pieces in my collection. So if you think that that's something that you'd be interested in, then do definitely hit that subscribe button. I'm not going to try and show off just common pieces. I'll also be trying to show off some obscure bits as well. So if there's things that maybe you weren't aware of, or maybe things that you just haven't seen anywhere else, I may be able to hit that sweet spot for you, as I've got quite an extensive collection of varying bits and bobs. So yeah, do follow along with me, and if there's anything that you want to say in the comments, please do. I'll try and reply as best as I can, and yeah, love to hear from everybody else. So I'm going to start off first of all. Back in the day when I was a kid, obviously we had mainly, I remember, Ertl toys for cars. And you also had Corgi. They were kind of, I felt when I was a kid, the sort of main contenders with those type of TV and movie licensed cars and vehicles. And in modern time, we have Jada. So Jada, you can see the logo there. They just seem to be absolutely nailing it. They're just bringing out all sorts of really cool detailed cars. And whenever I spot one in the shop, it's normally if I go to the supermarket or something like that. I might be out with my kids. I will find one, and if it's one that I haven't got, I will try and pick it up, as long as it's not crazy money. So I'm going to show you a few of those bits before we move on. So you can see in front of me what you've got there is you've got the Robocop. So that's the OCP Ford Taurus with a Robocop figure. Absolutely love this one. When I actually realised this was available, I tried to order it online and just couldn't find it anywhere. It seemed to have sold out. I ended up getting lucky. I went down to a Smith's Toys, and it was, I think they had one left when I picked it up. So yeah, I feel quite fortunate to have that. Really like it. It will probably stay boxed. Fortunately, the light is reflecting a fair bit off the back of the thing there, but hopefully that gives you a kind of an idea as to what it looks like, and the details. Just lovely, absolutely amazing. And also I like the packaging that sort of comes with these. That's why these will pretty much just stay in their box. I don't feel a need that they have to come out. So yeah, so we've got those. We've got the slightly smaller Knight Rider vehicles. So we've got Car down the bottom there, and then we've got Kit, and then I have an Optimus Prime. So we've got a little Optimus. Obviously that's non-transforming, so you just stay as the lorry. We've then got the Jurassic Park Jeep, or Wrangler as it is there, Jeep Wrangler. We've got Ecto 1 from Ghostbusters. Just look at the detail on these things; they're just so cool. Definitely improved from vehicle toys back in the day. In terms of the level of detail, and just absolutely amazing. And then I've managed to pick up each of the time machines. So there's the one from Back to the Future 2. We got Back to the Future 3 there, and then at the top here I've got Back to the Future. So that's all three DeLoreans from each of the three films. Obviously they changed slightly as they went on. So I managed to pick those up, got lucky with those. Let's just move these to the side. And now we're sort of in some of a little bit of the Hot Wheels territory. So I seem to have accumulated many Batmobiles in all different scales and all different packages. Again, absolutely love Batman. My favourite's probably the 1966 Batman, and then the Tim Burton Batman is probably my favourite sort of two Batmans, if you like. But I absolutely adore the classic Batmobile, and obviously you can see this one here. Again, these will stay in their packets. The only annoyance that I would say with these smaller scale vehicles is the issue around displaying them, because when they've got hooks like this, they don't quite sort of sit straight, and that you can't stack them because they've got angles on the you know, on the bubbles and things like that. So it's a real pain. The only thing I could really see that you could do is to try and make a display that does have hooks and then hang them. But I'd be really interested to know what some of you guys do out there that have got large collections of Hot Wheels. You know, it doesn't have to be film cars, but just Hot Wheels and things in general, where you've got these. Do you peg them? What's the, you know, what do you normally do? So then we've got this one. I was lucky enough to pick up this box from the supermarket when I went in, bought one of the vehicles. So that's quite handy because it means I can kind of display them in that box. But we've got an 89 Batmobile there again with a little Batman. And then coming up, we've got the 66 classic Batmobile with a 66 Batman there as well. So yeah, just absolutely love that. I'd love to try and find an original Corgi Batmobile with the Batman and Robin figures and the rocket firing, and you get the Bat boat and whatnot on the back. I have one, but it's in really poor shape, as most are. And I've never actually managed to find one with the box and everything that was at a price I could afford. But again, if any of you guys have got one out there that's in great condition, not the re-release but the original, I'd really, really love to see it. So, you know, do link me to a video or a picture or something if you've got that. So then we've got these ones down here. This one's a bit odd. So this is a super deformed sort of Batmobile, very sort of, yeah, squished up. Again, not really sure why I picked that up. I just kind of saw it and thought, oh, it's a bit different. I don't normally go for those kind of things. It's not normally my cup of tea when they kind of start messing with things, but actually on this instance, I did end up getting it. Another classic Batmobile there. Again, another smaller scale. Another Batman from the animated series. I don't ever remember it being in blue, but maybe it was. It looks like that's obviously like with the armour over the top. I've not watched a huge amount of the animated ones, so yeah, maybe you guys can fill me in on that one. And then there's the animated Batmobile there, just a standard black. Then we've got more Hot Wheels. So this is the 89 Batman again, Batmobile, and then we've got the 66 Batcopter. Love that one. I think that's really cool. Another display box that I picked up when I went into the shop. And then moving on from Batman, we've got some of the other vehicles that I really, really like. So we've got the Turtles Party Wagon and 101 Dalmatians, Cruella de Vil car. We've got the Land Speeder from Star Wars. Really like that. It's cool. We've got a really cool Peanuts Snoopy. It's like a bit like a dragster, I guess, with the doghouse on it. We've got the Starship Enterprise from Star Trek. I'm not a huge Trekkie fan, but again, I quite like the Starship Enterprise, so it was one that I picked up. And then we've got the James Bond Mustang that's there as well. And then I've managed to pick up a Hot Wheels Track Fleet Optimus Prime. Again, just pretty cool. And I've also managed to pick up the Thundercats Thunder Tank and the Airwolf helicopter. So that's pretty cool. I think they are my sort of modern carded bits. The other ones that I also really like, and I don't know if any of you guys that collect these out there. I used to love, when I was a kid, I used to absolutely love Micro Machines. Now I do have some vintage Micro Machines that are boxed. I'm not an avid collector of them. There's a couple of pieces that I do have that are vintage in the Micro Machines line, and I keep hang on to those, and I'll show you those in a minute when I get into some of the more vintage stuff, and you'll realise why I've kept them. But Jakks Pacific have done the nano vehicles. So this is the nanos, same sort of scale as the Micro Machines. So they're really, really tiny. And I just think these are awesome. I just think they're really, really cool. So you've got the 66 Batmobile there. You've got the Bat Cycle. And then we've got the Joker-mobile. So that's in that one. And then we've got the Ninja Turtles. So we've got the Blimp, the Party Van, or Party Wagon, as I always knew it as a kid, and the Technodrome. And then we've got Batman Returns. So we've got a 89 Batmobile again, the Penguin Duck, and then we've got the Penguin Ride. And then we've got some Transformer nanos. So we've got Starscream, Starscream, Bumblebee and Prime. And then we've got some of more of the Back to the Future, so we've got all 3 of the time machines in there from 1, 2 and 3. I'm just going to put you on hold a sec. I'm going to come back in a moment and I'm going to show you the rest of the vintage stuff. Enjoy. Okay, so thanks for sticking around. Right, so this is what I've kept from my micro machines that I kind of keep out on display. The rest of the micro machines that I've got do tend to be stored, but this is the Back to the Future 2 set, and it comes with the police car and it comes with the DeLorean. You can actually move the pump around. I'm not going to do that. And then we've also got this one as well, which I think was an Ertl toy, and I think obviously that's the Batwing. I think this did come with a Joker van and a Batmobile as well, but I haven't got those. I'm not too. I may have had. I think I did have them at one point, but I haven't got a clue where they've vanished to. So I'd probably be on the lookout for one of those again. But this is really, really cool. I love this. It's just great, and it kind of sits on my display with some of my other bits. It kind of just fits in. It's small. It doesn't take up a lot of space, and yeah, I just really, really like it. So we'll move that one out of the way. Oh, there's the DeLorean. Look, it's not going to go in time anymore if it falls off the station too much. So let's bring in some of the other bits. So this is an old Ertl, I think this one is. Yeah, so this one's an Ertl General Lee from Dukes of Hazzard. Normally these are absolutely thrashed. And this one, you know, for its age isn't too bad. Normally they're missing all the stickers and the stickers are just completely destroyed and the wheels are bent and all sorts of stuff. This one actually I've got fairly lucky on, and it's not too bad. Then we've also got an Ertl A-Team van. So got really lucky on this one. I got this really, really cheap some time ago, and the label had a sticker on it here, which I did manage to recover using lighter fluid. Someone in one of the groups told me the trick of getting that off. So really, really thanks to those. So moving on. Okay, so next up is this little gem. So this is my Knight Rider kit. This is an Ertl car. I've had this since I was a kid. So you can see it's still got the sticker on the front. Still got the stickers on the rear. It's in absolutely lovely shape for its age. There wasn't any top bits here. This is basically how it was. But you can see it's got both stickers on the sides. I think the paint on it is pretty good. There's like a tiny little mark there around the rim, but that is about it. The rest of it is pretty decent for the age. Again, really happy that I've managed to keep that one in as good a condition as it is. I've also got a Michael Knight figure. Sadly, I haven't got the kit that goes with Michael Knight. I've had the opportunity to get a couple of them, but they've just been slightly out of my budget at the time, which is a bit of a shame. So I am still always on the hunt for one of those. Then we have got my A-Team vans. This is a large one. Again, it's an Ertl, I think. Sticker's not too bad on this. It's showing a few signs of wear. You can see the kind of glue through the sticker has started to give way a little bit, and there's a few sort of paint marks and things on the top, but overall it's not too bad. A few little blemishes of rust on the bonnet there, which I think, you know, it's probably got slightly moist or something like that. Sticker on this side not quite as good, but you know, the van in itself, for something that is, you know, probably around 40 years old, is pretty good really. I don't know if you can see, but we have got BA inside there as well, just sat in there, and it's got a side door which does open and slide. It's obviously getting on a touch now, and there is actually an A-Team gun in there, which goes with the figures. I do have the figures, and at some point in the future, obviously the figures don't go in this particular van. They do go in a full-size one. I haven't got that either actually, but I am again on the lookout for one that will take the full-size figures, not the smaller ones. But at some point I'll probably do another video on the figures as well. So there's that one. this one is the crown jewel for me. Like, I absolutely love this. Again, it's an Ertl, it's big, and this is my Fall Guy truck, basically, and it is just awesome. I think mine is missing the winch at the front. I think there's meant to be a winch with like a hook. But other than that, it is just in lovely shape, really, for the age of it. Yeah, I don't think there's anything else missing. There may be something missing from the rear. If anyone knows and they could tell me, that would be absolutely amazing. What I can tell you is, I have seen boxed ones of these, what I can tell you is my Colt Seavers figure is actually in it, which is, again, really, really rare. If I lift the top flap on this, I don't want to break it because everything's quite fragile. But again, you can see Colt Seavers down in there. So really, really cool. Again, the side stickers are pretty good for the age. A little bit of peel in there, but not too bad. Some of the chrome has obviously started to go on the bumper. And then if we come around this side, you can see again, not too bad at all, really, for the age of it. And I just love it. I've seen, I think, one boxed one of these in my time of collecting, which seemed to go for quite a lot of money. And I've found one other one that was like this, but it was missing the figure and not in the best of shape. I think the whole front bar was missing on the one that I saw, so it wasn't just missing the winch, it was missing loads of it. But this one, I think, is pretty good. I remember paying about 50 quid for it. So for me, I thought that, you know, personally, I thought that was a bit of a steal. I didn't think that was too bad at all for what it is. But yeah, absolutely love it. Really, really love it. So that is my vintage cars. So hopefully you guys enjoyed that. We'll just have a little quick recap of some of those. But yeah, come back tomorrow and I'll see you on the next one. Thanks for now.